Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we've got a big boy release here. This is EZA INT Gotenks. An interesting character who transforms into Super Saiyan Gotenks, and then of course he transforms into Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks as well. Remember that this was the Golden Week Dual Dokkan Fest of 2020, INT transforming Gotenks, and then of course there was the Tech transforming Boo card as well. Again, this Gotenks to me seems like he's very good. Oh, we could add him to the EZA thing here. Okay. I think that this Gotenks is going to be an incredibly good character. Now, in terms of his defensive mechanics, I mean, he is built around dodge. So, I mean, that does really get me, intrigued on giving him as much dodge as possible. Ended up giving him 31. I mean, I do have some pretty good equips. I was able to get some really nasty stuff like this. This is a level 4 additional level 5 dodge. I think that this Gotenks is good enough to give one of those two. I do actually have a level 5 additional level 5. Oh my god. That's the best equip I've ever gotten right there. So good, so good. But with this, I mean, we'll have a decent chance to get the additional, and then of course we're going to be dodging up a storm as well. So I guess let's just go ahead and jump in. There's going to be a lot to talk about with this Gotenks. He does have an HP condition on one of his transformation into Super Saiyan 3, which potentially could be an issue, but they did kind of give him a little bit of a backdoor to that. Let's just hop into we'll do Supreme Battle Spectacle God Goku, because that's a long fight where we'll be able to really see Gotenks. Let's go ahead and jump in. I do want to see Gotenks in base, so I will reset, I guess, if Gotenks starts out in slot 7, because if he starts out in slot 7, he'll immediately start out as Super Saiyan. Alright guys, we are here in an event, running Gotenks on Dragon Fist team. Might as well just go ahead and take a look at the 200% Gotenks has access to. So, remember, this one good thing about these transforming characters like this is that Gotenks is on, the Super Saiyan category. He's on Super Saiyan 3, he's on Power Beyond Super Saiyan, all these different types of teams, right? So he's on several different 200% teams. We could run him on Toppo's team as well, but I figured Dragon Fist team would be good to get him next to another Super Saiyan 3 character. I mean, I guess we could run, like, physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks on Toppo's team, but, like, physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is in need of a Super EZA, right? I really did wish that they would have Super EZA Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I guess they still could with the Part 2 LR next week. It's possible. But I felt like Dragon Fist, Dragon Fist is still a super relevant character. I mean, he just came out a week ago on Global, and he's still only a few months old on JP here. So let's start by looking at the links for Gotenks here. Remember, he's going to have huge changes to links. In base, we have Signature Pose, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, The Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Supreme Power, and then Fierce Battle. So, a little bit quirky there. Again, I do want to just directly point out that Gotenks is on 20 category teams. So, his kind of, like, ability to just be solid everywhere is going to help us out quite a bit. Super attack effect is pretty interesting here. He gets 30% attack for 1 turn. Then he gets 50% defense for 3 turns. So that buff will cover his first turn in his Super Saiyan transformation. And then, of course, he just does immense damage. No debuff or anything right there, but not a big deal because his Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3 are going to be stunning the enemy, which is good. He gets to 2-key, 200% attack and defense, 50% on super attack, high chance of an additional super, which is nice, high chance of dodging as well. So he has a high chance of an additional super, high chance of a dodge. Now, keep in mind, we do like that to be written where it's additional with a high chance to be a super, because it'll make it easier to get the hidden potential system. Unfortunately, that's not what Gotenks has, but I mean, I'll still take the built-in additional for sure. Again, high chance to dodge, that's essentially going to be his defensive mechanic here. Then he gets an extra 10% chance to dodge within the same turn after dodging an attack. I mean, I don't know. Remember, this is going to function like Yamcha and a bunch of these other characters, so the way it'll work is that, Gotenks has his 50% chance to dodge. If that fails, we go to the hidden potential system dodge, which for my Gotenks is 31, so it'll be a 31% chance to dodge. And then every dodge he gets would build up the 3rd proc, right? So I think that it could kind of, you know, be very crazy once he's Super Saiyan 3 and he's got the 70% chance of dodge, right? And then finally, he gets 50% defense on super attack for 1 turn from his first turn. I don't really understand that. Like, I don't know why he doesn't just, like, why is that? Yeah, I don't really get that, because it couldn't it just have been 50% defense, like 50% attack and defense when he supers. Like, I don't know why they made that a separate line, because it's impossible to have this Gotenks for more than 1 turn. He will always, you know, immediately passive transformation. So I you know, there might be something's just going over my head with that, but I don't really see the need for that to be written as, it's not a big deal. I don't know. I'm just shit talking, I guess. All right, let's see what Gotenks does. Let's see if we get any additionals. Let's see the damage he's gonna do. You know, like Kefla, you know, Gotenks has several transformations before he's eventually going to become really nuts. 7 million is pretty awful. I mean, again, it is he is gonna get way better as it goes on. We do get at least, okay, this is the additional. No, this could be the hidden potential system, or it could just be his passive. Let's see. Okay, we probably do want to dodge this. Okay, good. That's good. That's good. That's really good. That's really good. I don't think that this Goku hits that hard, but, I mean, this is turn 1. We might have taken a lot of damage. All right, so we did get 2 super attacks in. Remember that that's going to be 2 50% defensive buffs. All right, so we'll come back next turn. Remember, he does have a passive transformation, so next turn he's just immediately going to transform into Super Saiyan Gotenks. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and have Gotenks' transformation here. There it is. Yeah, Gotenks' animations do look very good, huh? Yeah, there he is. Alright, so now we have Super Saiyan Gotenks out here. We're definitely going to want to run this boy in slot 1 here. I mean, this is Supreme Battle Spectacle. So he's up to 553, huh? Again, remember, that's with 2 separate buffs from his last turn. Now, this is where we could start talking about Gotenks. Before we talk about what Super Saiyan Gotenks does, let's talk about the correct way to play with this character. So, we need to talk about his transformation condition into Super Saiyan 3. So, the way this works is if HP is above 70%, starting from the 4th turn after his transformation, you could use the active skill. I don't know, like that's written wrong or something like that. Like, basically, if we keep Gotenks on rotation, we're going to have 2 turns where we'll be Super Saiyan, and then on the 3rd turn, we'll be able to transform into Super Saiyan 3. But if we float Gotenks off right here, he'll come back and he'll be ready to transform. So, I will probably, for this video, well, I guess I probably should show that. Yeah, okay. I guess we'll just do... We'll do this, so I can show that. Well, I didn't really want him next to Beast. I guess I'll float Beast off next turn. Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do it just like this, because this way we would have 1 turn in base, 1 turn in Super Saiyan, and then provided our HP is above 70%, we would be able to do the transformation as well. All right, so Gotenks, let's see. So a couple of his links changes. Now he has Signature Pose, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, the Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. His super attack effect is now 30% attack for 1 turn. That's the same. But now it's 50% defense for 4 turns. Does immense. And has a 70% chance to stun. So this guy will finish Super Battle Road fights if you get there. 70% chance to stun. We know how damn good that is. He gets a 2-key 250% attack and defense. 50% attack. And then he gets a high chance of another 50% attack. 30% chance to crit when performing a super attack. 70% chance of an additional super. High chance to dodge. He gets an extra 20% chance to dodge within the same turn after dodging an attack. Damn, that... Wow, okay, so that does really begin to get very good. If he dodges 2 attacks, it's a 40% chance already. That is, like, really good. Like, okay, so, like, we've seen Yamcha, STR Janemba, a bunch of these characters have 10%, and it's like, you know, let's say we dodge the first 3 attacks. You know, we're at 30% dodge, which is like, okay, like, it's a little helpful. I mean, Gotenks dodges 3 attacks, and he'd have another 60% chance to dodge. So, again, the way I've explained it, like, he would have the 50% chance to dodge, the 31% chance to dodge from our hidden potential system, and then he would then have a 60% chance to dodge from that separate proc. Yeah, he seems good. This is a good-ass character, is what this looks like. Oh, and the last thing. Now, this is where... So, remember, as it is right now, they cannot change active skills. Eventually, I presume they could at any time. This might hurt a little bit, unless Piccolo dodges it. He does. Very good. Hidden potential system dodge, baby. It's always comes through, except for when it doesn't. But... So they can't change active skills with EZAs at the moment. I mean, eventually they easily could just do an update and do it. At any time, they literally could just do that. But what they're doing is, rather than change active skill conditions, they're adding in parts of the passive to characters' kits. Alright, so 8.2 damage is still not overly impressive. He does have a 30% chance to crit right there. There's a second super. Remember, this is giving us 50% defense for 4 turns, by the way. Okay, one more? No. All right. And then he does get a dodge right there. All right, we'll come back when Gotenks is going to show back up for us. Seems pretty good, though. But, oh, that last ability. So, when, I mean, it's from the 4th turn, he has a high chance of recovering 30% HP. So, because his transformation condition from the active skills got that 70% HP condition, I guess they decided to give him a chance to heal at the start of turn. So, technically, we could be at 40% HP, Gotenks heals, and then we'll be able to use his transformation. I don't know. I feel like that HP condition is not... Because I always have trouble taking damage. Like, that's my problem transforming Vegito Blue. That's my problem with transforming a Super Vegito. So, I mean, I know it sounds weird in this, you know, a huge event power creep, but the bosses don't whittle you down. They just kill you. Like, they just insta-kill you. So, it's not like Fusion Zamasu meta. Fusion Zamasu just does so much cheap damage all the time. But it's not, I mean, it doesn't really, like, again, Blue Gogeta just kills you. Like, Beast just, like, these bosses just kill you. They don't whittle you down. Alright, guys, here we are. And then, wabam. There we go with, Gotenks. So, I mean, the thing is, 500k defense. Okay, so we lost one of the stacks from, you know, the base stacks, obviously. Now we just got the Super Saiyan ones. I mean, Gotenks seems like he's going to be good in Super Saiyan form, so I don't... Like, it's not... Like, him being good is not going to be reliant on kind of, like, floating him right away to be able to get the faster Super Saiyan 3 transformation. You could probably just leave him on rotation. I think, obviously, once we become Super Saiyan 3, though, that's where this guy's going to get really good. So, I mean, there's no reason not to just do this. Let's go ahead and pop this. Active skill, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks transformation right here. I would not mind Gotenks as the Part 2 LR next week either. I think, especially with a bunch of these Gotenkses having just came out, I mean, they could easily do, like... So, you know how we have a Super Saiyan Gotenks and Ghost card? We can get a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Ghost card. They could Super EZA tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. And then all of a sudden we have this wave of decent Gotenks characters. Plus, you know, Topo and the Topo and Pride Troopers are good as well. And, you know, LR Ribrianne and Giant Ribrianne are good as well. And then all of a sudden Special Pose, I mean, we have the Gammas on Special Pose as well. Then all of a sudden Special Pose is actually like a top 10 team in the game. It seems crazy to say. It's true. It's not, you know, they've shown us this a couple of times, you know, first with the, you know, we saw it with the Ginyu Force a while back, but they really could, you know, we saw it with World Tournament, they really can just take any category and be like, all right, well, now it's just a top-tier team. Like, they could do that at the snap of a finger, drop of a hat. They could always do that. So, all right, I guess I could pop the standby for Dragon Fist just to take a peek. God Goku is kind of a killer, so let me just take a look at where the super attack is. Maybe it'll be in the middle slot, which would be ideal for us. No super attack at all. Okay, well, I guess I'll just reset real quick then. Sure, sure. All right, so we are back. We know that God Goku's not going to snipe our asses out with a Gigaton super attack or anything like that. All right, so let's just go ahead and go over Gotenks. Gotenks is now outrageously strong. He is super duper good. For starters, he has at the best super attack in the game. Maybe. This is 50% attack and defense for 4 turns, immense damage, and then a 70% chance to stun. I guess to be fair, the stun, the earliest you could get Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is turn 6. So where on turn 6? Oh, Cell Max actually. Yeah. Yep. yeah. Cell Max. So there you go. Yeah. He might have the best super attack effect in the game. I think it's close. It's close. That 50% for multiple turns, that shit is busted, man. Stupidly busted. He's at 3 key, 300% attack and defense. By the way, 300% stats. I mean, this guy is LR stats, obviously, you could tell. 14,000 defense, 21,000 attack, 20,000 HP. That's that good shit right there. So that's good. By the way, as a Super Saiyan 3 character, giving himself 3 key at the start of turn is crucial, because, you know, these Over in a Flash. I guess Over in a Flash has made a comeback. Let's take a look at Over in a Flash. So here's Over in a Flash right here. Yeah, I mean, God Goku is still solid. Obviously, Carnival Gogeta, Dragon Fist is right there. You know, I wish that these would show the transform states of characters. They really should do that, right? But Over in a Flash has made quite a bit of a comeback. A shame AGLUI Goku doesn't have it, but he loses it at LR, unfortunately. So there's the 3 key, 300% stats. He gets 100% attack and a high chance to crit on super attack. So there's his crit right there. He has a guaranteed additional super. Then he has a 70% chance to dodge. Then he gets 20% chance to dodge within the same turn after dodging. You know, it's still that strong ability he has in Super Saiyan. And then he does a guaranteed crit his first turn. His link set here. So he has Limit Breaking Form, Super Saiyan, Over in a Flash, The Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. So let's see how Gotenks is going to do. One reason I like to use this as a showcase stage right here is this God Goku is essentially invincible unless you're hitting him with tech characters. So, there weren't any tech characters I needed to bring to specifically showcase Gotenks, making this a great... I think this is a great showcase stage right here, because God Goku is so tanky, but he also does real, he does, decent enough damage that it's he's a good cutoff. If a character is struggling too much with this God Goku, we know that they suck, basically. This is a real fight, but God Goku, again, if you bring a tech character, you'll blow this guy's health away. 14 million, 50% chance to crit, and we have a guaranteed additional super coming in. And then his damage is going to go way up when he supers because of the 50% for 4 turns. And then remember, that all that stuff is going to be there for next turn as well. Okay, pretty good. Wabam, hold that. One more. Hidden Potential System additional normal, unfortunately. That hurts quite a bit because that's a 50% stack we could have had next turn that we won't. Kind of the unfortunate thing. I really do wish the Hidden Potential System additionals, I wish they were guaranteed, man. That would be so much better if they were guaranteed. Probably should have given Beast more. I mean, God Goku cannot kill Beast. Even if we're missing out on a lot of Beast damage reduction, we're fine. Okay, so, yeah, Gotenks to me seems very good. Because in base, he's pretty mid. It's just, 50% dodge. But you don't need to be a monster turn 1 anymore. It's not, what characters need at the moment. A couple of months ago it was, but not now. And if we're going to talk about Cell Max, Gotenks does still have the chance to dodge in base. So, he could pretty easily dodge like that. We don't have to worry about Dragon Fist in here, because God Goku is a melee super. So, Dragon Fist would have a 70% chance to dodge and a 70% chance to nullify it, so we'd be fine. But, Gotenks becoming really good on, turn 6 or turn 7 is not really too much of an issue. Alright, so we're going to have him next to Gogeta here, sure. We have several links up. Yep, pretty good. Alright, so Gotenks is at 600k defense. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have guard, he doesn't have damage reduction. He is intensive care or dodge, is how we could say that for him. It's Gotenks, you better dodge, bud. I mean, after he does, he does no matter what 2 guaranteed supers, which is good. But, at the point Gotenks is going to be out there, I mean, boss's normal attacks are over 1 million, so understand that. Alright, so this is where we will see Gotenks kind of at full power right here. Because, on his second turn, his stats are always going to be much higher. Now, before he EZA'd... Yeah, okay, before he EZA'd, his key and his additional super were turn restricted. It was only for 4 turns. He had 3 key and a 70% chance of an additional super. Now he just has those for free. Like, Gotenks, there's no clock we're running against. Gotenks just is what he is, once he transforms into Super Saiyan 3. Now, I don't know, again, I haven't used Kefla. I would, when really comparing to her, I would like to get my hands on her and use her in several fights first before making, like, a true judgment. So, like, I would say, like, I feel like Gotenks is in range of Kefla, but, again, I'd like to use her myself. I feel like Kefla probably would be decent on Topo's team, with a lot of Tournament of Power characters potentially floating around. Kefla could synergize well with LR Ribrianne, and another Hidden System additional normal, dude! Damn, we could have had easily... Oh, we didn't dodge. What? This is probably gonna hurt. Okay. Well, we did live. We did live, but... So, God Goku supers for 1.4 million. I mean, yeah, we lived, but, I mean, that's a good example of dodge or die. Okay, that's... I mean, I'm glad he didn't dodge in this video right here, so that once we are fighting Blue Gogeta and Beast and all these guys, Gotenks will actually be dodging. Okay, sure. We'll get one more turn. But yeah, Gotenks is very good, very, very strong character. All right, guys, we'll make this our final turn. So let me know what you guys think about the INT Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Again, it seems very good. One thing I do like about him quite a bit is that he doesn't have any real restrictions. He just kind of is what he is in a lot of these fights. I certainly am not someone that minds characters' major defense mechanic being dodge, right? I know some others that can bother them, but I'm not bothered by it whatsoever. I like it. I like that, he does get that extra chance to dodge per dodge, but it's more than 10%. So, if I could see that being a major factor against Blue Gogeta, because Blue Gogeta attacks 500 times per turn. And, I mean, it's like, we get to dodge 4. So if he dodges 5 times, he is at 100% dodge for the turn. And Gogeta attacks 50 times per turn. So it's like, once you get to, like, that 3rd dodge right there, like, he's not getting hit, dude. Like, yeah. So that last one right there, I think, was a 100% chance to dodge, right? Like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm just saying, 100% dodge is pretty good. So, You know, if you get the first couple to connect, Gotenks is going to be bobbing and weaving. He's not going to be touched. Just saying. And we love when characters can't get touched. Alright guys, so there was Gotenks. Again, this Gotenks seems like a fairly decent EZA character. I would put him a clear several steps ahead of the last couple of EZA TURs. Like, look at the last couple of EZA TURs we got. Super Vegeta, who he's okay. Like, he's solid. I'm not really too angry about Super Vegeta. I think he's just like a solid character, but he's just solid. He's not exceptional. Bardock, who sucks 99% of the time, and then 1% of the time he could be good, unfortunately. So Bardock, you know, he just sucks. And then EZA TUR before that is Android 13, who's not really that impressive, right? Like, so it's not like we've gotten an outstanding EZA TUR in quite a while. I mean, there is Kefla, of course, but she hasn't shown up on JP yet. Right now, she is still a global exclusive, right? So this is Astounding Fusion Power Gotenks. Leader skills now special pose category key 4 and 170% of stats, or youth category key 3 and 170% of stats. Super attack is the Victory Flash, which gives him 30% attack for 1 turn, 50% defense for 3 turns, and then immense damage to the enemy. Passive skill is Big Power Up. He gets 2 key, 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Again, that 200% is pretty big considering how high his stats are, right? He has monster stats, which I showed earlier, LR level stats. He gets 50% attack on super attack, high chance of an additional super, high chance to dodge. Then he gets a 10% chance to dodge within the same turn every attack he does dodge. So again, remember, that would function as a third separate dodge proc. So, you know, he has 50% chance to dodge, you have your hidden potential system chance to dodge, and then you would have the third, you know, the 10%, which builds up with every dodge you get in the turn. Then Gotenks gets 50% defense when performing a super attack for 1 turn from the start of turn. I don't know why this is like this and not just on this. I guess it's because when he transforms, like, he doesn't, like, he still doesn't have that. I guess is why. It still just seems odd to me. I don't know. Because I guess they didn't want to give him 50% attack and defense right there, but then walk it back and not have defense when he transforms. I guess is why. And then he transforms when conditions are met, which is just turn 3. So you could start out in slot 7 and he immediately transforms. It wouldn't be a negative. It's not like he's like AGL Zamasu gets a 30% stack when he's defensive stack when he supers in base, but his defensive stack is only 20% when he's transformed. So it's like EGL Zamasu in slot 7 is bad. This guy in slot 7, I mean, it doesn't, like, it's fine. Like, it's not going to hurt him because he's not actually stacking up in base. Then his link set is Signature Pose, Saiyan Warrior Race, the Saiyan Lineage, the Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. 12 kill multipliers 150%, and as you guys can see, Gotenks is on approximately, 1/4 of the categories in the game. Like, it's crazy. Well, basically, right? So he's on Special Pose, which, I mean, is definitely looking a lot better. I mean, LR Gammas, Topo, I mean, Pesla is still, like, a decent character. I mean, LR Ribrianne is good. Physical Giant Ribrianne is good. Oh, like, Special Pose is a real team. That's going to come as shell shock to people, but, I mean, when you drop 500 good characters in a celebration, and then, we got a top 10, maybe even top 5 LR, anniversary LR, and the LR Gammas, all of a sudden, the team is very good. Gotenks is also in the youth category as well. Nice buff for that team. That's good. Then Gotenks is on the fusion category team. Another, huge buff to that team. Gotenks is on the hybrid Saiyan category team. And again, remember, I mean, Gotenks doesn't have, like, restrictions or anything like that. So we would be able to just run him on a hybrid Saiyan team. He probably wouldn't link well, over in a flash on a hybrid Saiyan team. But the thing about it is he does have that key built in. So that'll help him out a lot. He's also on the Majin Buu Saga team. I think I'm ready for another big Majin Buu Saga celebration. I mean, kind of like the 8th anniversary, sort of. And then, you know, look at that. This is, yeah, wow. I mean, this is 2021, right? Like, you know, we haven't gone to Majin Buu Saga. You know what it's time for? It's Vegeta. It's Vegito time. Yeah. Yeah, Vegito for like Worldwide or Golden Week or next anniversary or something. Yeah, I think so. Then Gotenks is also on the Super Saiyan category team. So yet another, dude, Super Saiyan over the last couple of months has just gotten so much, man. Super Saiyan is crazy. Then Gotenks is also on the Super Saiyan 3 category team. This is good. You know, we got another really good addition to this team. That'll be really helpful for some sort of mission, I'm sure. Gotenks is also on the Final Trump Card category team. Nice to get, you know, this is kind of such a quirky team with so many different types of characters that it's nice to just keep getting additions to that. Gotenks is also in Transformation Boost. He is on Broly's team. This matters, by the way, because Topo is really good, but, you know, his intro definitely does help him in base. And you're going to need 2 Special Pose or 2 Defender of Justice characters. Gotenks is Special Pose. So now we could run Broly's team, and we could run Broly, Topo, you know, Ribrianne, and Gotenks, and then bam, we have Topo's intro up. Ribrianne could do her giant transformation. Gotenks is good. Like, it seems weird, but it would work. I know, because people are falling in love. I'm seeing this creep up more and more and more of someone would say, why do that? Why not just run Beast, Evolution, Blue Vegeta, go down the line? Because we're looking to have fun. Like, yeah, like, you know, we could run Beast every single time, but, you know, like, we're also going to want to use different characters, switch things up. You know, it matters. I mean, and you never know. Every different fight has different strengths and weaknesses. Our characters have different strengths and weaknesses. You don't have to think that there's one static build you have to run into every single event, right? Like, you could pick and choose strengths and weaknesses of characters versus strengths and weaknesses of the event. Gotenks is also on Rapid Growth. Ding, ding, ding. That's a nice addition. This is a category that needs help, so that's very good right there. Perfect. Gotenks is also... Savior category team. Gotenks indeed is a monster buff to the Savior category team. That's good. That is good. That is good. Is he the best unit on the team? He is, yeah, easily, right? Like, by far. He's the best unit on the team by 5 times, actually, yeah. Okay. Then Gotenks is on Connected Hope. Dude, once upon a time, Connected Hope wasn't that crazy. Look at the roster. Just look at this first page, man. Crazy. Yeah, Connected Hope is good. Gotenks is also on Gifted Warriors. Cool, cool. You know, another big fat roster. Nice addition to that. Is good. Gotenks is also on Heavenly Events. Another one of these really shitty teams. Nice to get buffs there. Gotenks is on Accelerated Battle. Yeah, this is the Accelerated Battle category team. Wait, no. Excuse me. This is time. I always get them. This is Time Limit. Time Limit, by the way, which has never gotten a new leader. So I'd love a new leader for this. By the way, before anyone says, oh, you know, Gotenks 200% time leader skill next week. Next week is a yellow coin LR. So it's going to be a shitty 150% leader skill. Like, you know, the LR next week is not going to be a leader character, unfortunately. But yeah, this is the Time Limit category. Hopefully it gets a leader at some point. This is Mastered Evolution right here. Yep, Mastered Evolution category right there. Then Gotenks is on Entrusted Will. The Entrusted Will category. Remember, there was that tough Fusion Zamasu mission? Gotenks and the Gammas. Oh my god, they obliterate that. By the way, this is another team that needs a leader. Hello, Dokkan, please. Gotenks is also on the Fuse Fighter category, right? The Patara plus Fusion team. Then Gotenks is on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. And finally, his 20th category team, he is on Earth-Bred Fighters. So, yeah, Gotenks is on approximately every goddamn team in the game. So, there's that. Then remember, Gotenks, of course, could do his transformation. This is just turn 3. As soon as it's turn 3 or later, he will auto-transform into Super Saiyan Gotenks. Super attack changes, passive changes, he gets an active skill, and then some of Gotenks' links do change as well. So now, his super attack is the Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. He gets 30% attack for 1 turn, 50% defense for 4 turns, immense damage, and then he has a 70% chance to stun. Really good. I mean, the stun is more so useful for Super Battle Road, not really like Cell Max, because, well, I guess, because you could be locked out of going into Super Saiyan 3 against Cell Max. But, this guy will be out there on turn 3. You usually can't stun Cell Max on turn 3. I don't think, unless you've done, like, it depends on how, if you do a ton of damage to him, I think his abilities, like his immunities go away quicker, but then, the damage he's dealing is also increased as well. So, yeah, the Super Ghost Kamikaze, this is really good. 50% defense, 70% chance to stun, really good stuff. Passive skill, Special Finish. He gets 2 key, 250% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets 50% attack, and then another high chance of an additional 50% attack, and then a 30% chance to crit on super attack. So, a little bit of an extra chance he'll do some extra damage there. Then he gets a 70% chance of an additional super attack. Then he has a high chance to dodge, and then he has now this 20% chance to dodge within the turn after dodging an attack. So, I mean, I'm thinking of this ability, more so on Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks against Supreme Battle Spectacle Blue Gogeta. Because Blue Gogeta, you enter the turn and he attacks 12 times. Like, he's attacking everywhere. So, like, Gotenks gets, like, a quick 5 dodges in, then he can't be touched. Should have 100% dodge at that point, after he dodges 5 times in the turn. I mean, that is a lot. That's why I'm only really thinking about it in that Gogeta Blue fight. Or maybe Red Zone Broly as well. The Red Zone movie Boss Rush Broly will be another place where Gotenks would be able to get potentially the full 100% dodge, which would be crazy. And then finally, Gotenks has a high chance, 50% chance, of recovering 30% HP starting from the 4th turn. That, of course, is added in to help him overcome his active skill condition. It's not the worst ever, though. Again, I feel like in this meta, it's worse if you have to be under an HP condition. Being above is not really so tough. So, like, if LR Tech Gogeta would get an EZA, his band unit just got an EZA today, so Tech Gogeta could EZA at any point. Although I would think they would say he feels like a, worldwide or anniversary, type EZA character to me. I mean, because STR Vegito, his counterpart, EZA'd for anniversary, right? So there's Gotenks' passive. Remember, he has his active skill transformation. We could do that when HP 70% or more, starting from the 4th turn after transformation. Remember, if you immediately float Gotenks off, and he comes back, and you'll be able to do the Super Saiyan 3 transformation. Or you could do a couple of turns by leaving him on rotation. I mean, he's still good in Super Saiyan form. He's not as good as Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but he's still fairly solid here. Then his link set is Signature Pose, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, The Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. So there's that. Then, remember, Gotenks, again, 4 turns later, above 70% HP, you could use the active skill transform to Super Saiyan 3. Super attack changes, passive changes, and then some of his links do change again. This is a great link level character with a billion links on him. So now, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, super attack becomes the Brain Crush Hammer. He gets 50% attack and defense for 4 turns. He does immense damage, and then a 70% chance to stun. For years, a character would, why would they stun on turn 6? You can't use that anywhere. But Cell Max, against the Cell Max fight, that could be helpful, actually. So there's that. Passive skill, Scintillating Finish. He gets 3 key and 300% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets 100% attack and a high chance to crit on super attack. He gets a guaranteed additional super attack. He has a 70% chance to dodge, and then 20% chance to dodge within the same turn after dodging an attack. And then his first turn, he does guaranteed crits. So, pretty strong. Pretty good stuff. And then his links are Limit Breaking Form, Super Saiyan, Over in a Flash, The Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. So, there we go. The transforming Gotenks. I really like this guy. You guys know I'm a big dodge lover. Dodge is really strong. I don't mind a character like this, you know, having dodge as main defensive mechanic. I'm okay when EZA characters of this level, like if he had restrictions to make him good, like, you know, like, oh, like have a hybrid Saiyan on the team or something like that, it doesn't really bother me too much. But I mean, this guy doesn't have any of that. Like, he just is what he is. So, you know, on his 20 categories he's on, he is a great addition. This looks like this to me, for a Dokkan Fest TUR character, this feels like pretty much like best case scenario for an EZA. Like what we saw with Kefla, what we see with this guy, that's kind of what you're probably going to want to look for. Expecting a character to be way above what like Gotenks or Kefla are right now is probably foolish. But I think both Gotenks and Kefla seem very good. Very helpful characters on a lot of teams. So let me know what you guys think of EZA INT Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but this boy is damn good.